The ocean has always been a place of mystery, a vast, uncharted frontier that defies human understanding. We've mapped the surface of Mars, peered into the depths of black holes, and yet the deepest trenches of our own planet remain shrouded in darkness. But what if that darkness isn't just the absence of light? What if it's something else entirely? Something alive, something aware? This is not a story about the ocean as we know it. This is a story about what lies beneath. A force so ancient, so incomprehensible, that it rewrites the rules of existence itself. It began with a sound, a low, resonant hum that seemed to emanate from the very fabric of the sea. At first, scientists dismissed it as seismic activity, the groaning of tectonic plates shifting in the deep. But the sound didn't stop. It grew louder, more insistent, as if it were calling out to something, or someone. Ships passing over the Mariana Trench reported strange malfunctions, compasses spinning wildly, sonar systems picking up impossible shapes moving in the depths. And then there were the disappearances. Entire vessels vanishing without a trace, leaving behind only static-filled distress calls and a lingering sense of dread. One man, Dr. Elias Varn, a marine biologist with a reputation for chasing the unexplained, decided to investigate. He assembled a team of experts, oceanographers, engineers, and even a theoretical physicist, and set out aboard the research vessel Erebus. Their mission was simple: descend into the trench, locate the source of the sound, and document whatever they found. But as the Erebus approached the coordinates, the crew began to notice something strange. The water, usually a deep, inky blue, had taken on an almost unnatural hue. It shimmered faintly, as if lit from below by some unseen source. And the sound, it was no longer just a hum. It was a voice. Faint, distorted, but unmistakably human. The first dive was uneventful, at least by the standards of deep-sea exploration. The submersible, christened Nereid, descended into the abyss, its lights cutting through the oppressive darkness. But as they reached a depth of 1,000 meters, the instruments began to behave erratically. The temperature gauge spiked, then plummeted. The pressure readings fluctuated wildly, as if the very laws of physics were breaking down, and then they saw it. A structure, massive and alien, rising from the seafloor. It was unlike anything they had ever encountered, a labyrinth of twisting organic shapes that seemed to pulse with a faint, bioluminescent glow. The voice grew louder, more urgent, as if guiding them toward it. Dr. Varn ordered the pilot to approach the structure, despite the protests of the crew. As they drew closer, the true scale of the thing became apparent. It was not a building or a natural formation. It was alive. The walls rippled faintly as if breathing, and the air inside the submersible grew thick with an oppressive, almost sentient presence. The voice was no longer coming from outside. It was inside their heads, whispering words in a language they couldn't understand, yet somehow knew the meaning of. It spoke of a time before time, of a world that existed long before the first stars ignited, and it spoke of a purpose that defied all logic, all reason. The crew of the Nereid returned to the surface, but they were not the same. They spoke of visions, of a city, impossibly ancient, hidden beneath the waves. A city that was not built, but grown, its architecture alive and ever-changing. They spoke of a presence, vast and unknowable, that watched them from the depths. And they spoke of a choice that would determine the fate of not just humanity, but all of existence. Dr. Varn, once a man of science, became obsessed with the idea of returning to the trench, of uncovering the secrets of the city. But the others refused. They had seen enough. They knew in their hearts that some truths are not meant to be known. The Erebus returned to port, its mission abandoned, but the sound did not stop. It followed them, growing louder with each passing day. The crew began to experience vivid, horrifying dreams of the city, of the presence, of a world consumed by darkness. One by one they disappeared, leaving behind only cryptic notes and recordings of the voice, now clear and unmistakable. Dr. Varn was the last to go. His final journal entry reads, "It is not a city, it is a prison, and we are the key. The ocean is vast, and its secrets are many, But there are some things that should never be uncovered, some doors that should never be opened. The sound still echoes in the depths, a constant reminder of what lies beneath. And if you listen closely, you can hear it too, a whisper, faint but insistent, calling out to you. It is not a question of if you will answer, it is a question of when. And when you do, you will understand. The ocean is not just a place, it is a living, breathing entity, and it has been waiting for us, waiting for the key to turn, waiting for the prison to open. The moral of this story is not one of caution, but of inevitability. There are forces in this universe that defy comprehension, that exist beyond the boundaries of our understanding, and no matter how far we run, how deeply we bury the truth, it will always find us. The ocean is not just a mystery, it is a mirror, and in its depths, we see not just the unknown, but ourselves, our fears, our desires, our darkest secrets. And in the end, it is not the ocean we should fear. It is what we find within ourselves when we stare into the abyss.